Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. How are you, dear students? I hope you are doing well. Welcome back again. We have another grammar lesson which will be about using the future perfect. Future perfect. Looks strange. Before I start, if I ask any of you about the future forms, how can we express the future? I think the normal answer will be I can use will to express the future. Others will say we can use going to express the future. But I want to tell you that I have 7 forms to express the future. We'll talk about them later, but now we will talk about one of them, which is, or even 2 of them, sorry, the future perfect simple or the future perfect progressive. So we have the future perfect and the future perfect progressive. We will talk about the form first of all. How can we form the future perfect? This is using will, have, and verb 3. Using will, have, and verb 3. What about the meaning? What does it mean when I say, for example, I will have finished my homework by 7 o'clock? I will have finished my homework by 7 o'clock. That means by 7, when it comes to 7, this action will be completed or done. So if you want to take an action that will be completed or done at a specific time in the future, this is called the future perfect. Imagine that somebody is calling you and he said, well, we want to go out. How about 7 o'clock? So you said, well, 7 will be okay, because by 7, I will have finished my homework. By 7, I will have finished my homework. So when it comes to 7, this homework will have been done. Okay? The action will be completed. The action will be completed. Let's look here. The future perfect is used to express the idea that an action will be completed or done in the future before another event or before another specific time in the future. The future perfect is formed with will, have, and verb 3 or the past participle. By the time my children are grown, scientists will have found a solution to global warming. This action hasn't done yet, but he is predicting something that may happen in the future. When this time comes, when his children are grown, what will happen? Scientists will have found. Will have found. Another example. The car company will have introduced their new models by November. Again, this action will have done. An action that will happen or completed even in a specific time in the future or before another action. What about if I say, or if I want to use the future perfect progressive? I mean, if I want to add ing form, because the word progressive in any tense means ing. What will be the difference? If I say, for example, I will have eaten or I will have been eating. Well, simply you talk about duration, period of time. This is the only difference between them. Let's have a look. The future perfect progressive is used to focus on the duration of an action. Not the action itself, but you talk about period of time, duration of the action that will be happening in the future before another action or in a specific time in the future. The future perfect progressive is formed with will, have, been, verb ing. Will plus have, been plus the present a participle, which is, what is the present participle? Verb plus ing. Past participle, verb 3, present participle, verb plus ing. By the year 2020, people will have been flying for 117 years. Look, this is important. By the year 2020, it didn't happen yet because this book is an older version, so maybe it was published in 2017. So when this time comes, people will have been flying. I talk about the duration. I care about the duration, not the action itself. That's why I use the present perfect progressive. Look at here, the second sentence. I will have been living in Sao Paulo for 15 years. Will have been living. This is when? By 2020. I will have been living. Again, I talk about duration and I have a word that can help me here. Look, for. Usually the word for or the word since can help you. For 17 years, for 15 years, that means you care about duration, not the action itself. The last example here, by 2020 I will have lived in Sao Paulo for 15 years. That will be correct, no problem at all. Because in some cases, the future perfect simple and the future perfect progressive are the same, no difference between them. What are these cases? Look here. Sometimes either the future perfect or the future perfect progressive can be used to express the same idea. Here I have no difference. Simply because I have the verb live. The verb live, you can express using the verb live to talk about even a duration or an action. No difference between them here. That's why using the future perfect simple is correct. Using the future perfect progressive is correct. Okay? This one is important as well, which is if I want to use dependent time clause, like using word like if, like when, like before, like after. Remember that all these links are followed by the present simple form. They express the future, but they are followed by the present simple, like here. My father will keep using his old-fashioned corded phone until it breaks. Well, I have the word until here, followed by the present simple breaks. Remember that the sentence is in the future, yes, but still, since you have a clause, a time clause like until, that means I have to use the present simple form, until it breaks. The same one like here. Look here, when he finishes working on his invention, he's going to let me try it out. What is the future form here? He's going to. Why did I use the present form here? Because I have when. I have when, which is a time clause. So again, whenever you have a time clause like until, like when, that means you have to use the present simple even to express the future. Okay, we have something to answer. Yes, look at this one. Use the future perfect to combine the future events into one sentence using by or by the time and so on. And the first one, he said, I will take all my final exams. He said, when that will happen, the end of June will come. So by the end of June, I will have taken all my final exams. What about this one? It will start to rain. This is the future form, but when? We will arrive at the picnic. When we arrive at the picnic. So what can I use here? Yes, I can say, by the time we will arrive at the picnic, it will start to rain. No, it will have started to rain. This is the future perfect. By the time we arrived at the picnic, it will have started to rain. By the time we arrive, why here present simple? Again, this is time clause. Using the word by the time or even when, it should be followed by the present simple. Then we have the future form. Any future form like well, like going to, like here, will have started, which is the future perfect, yes, simple, the future perfect simple. The last example for today, number 2, I will fall asleep. This DVD film will be over. By the time this DVD film is over, by the time closed, so I have to do the present simple, is over. What will happen? I will have fallen asleep. I will have fallen asleep, which is the future perfect. For sure, you can start with the future perfect first. I will have fallen asleep by the time this DVD film is, don't forget the present simple form, is over. Okay, from number 3 to number 7 will be your homework. Study well, do your best, and I'll see you again, inshallah. Thank you.